and welcome to Schmetterling
Showgirls. In the past few episodes, you've learned a lot about the two of us.
Hallo, ich heiße Suprema. Ich wohne in San Francisco. Ich komme aus Deutschland. Ich bin Lehrerin. Ich habe 2 Katzen.
Hallo, ich heiße Dorian. Ich wohne in Kalifornien. Ich komme aus den USA. Ich bin Studentin. Ich habe 2 Katzen.
So now what if you want to ask people these information? For this, we're going to talk about question words today.
This is my lovely kitty, Gerald. We're going to ask Gerald a few questions about himself. Hey, Gerald, wer bist du?
Ich bin eine Katze.
Wie heißt du?
Ich heiße Gerald.
Wo wohnst du?
Ich wohne in Kalifornien.
Was hast du?
Ich habe ein Buch. So let's start with the first information Gerald gave us. He told us that he is a cat. Ich bin eine Katze. The question word that we used here was wer in wer bist du, which means who are you?
The next question we asked Gerald started with the question word wie, which means how. Wie heißt du? We were literally asking him, how are you called? And he told us, ich heiße Gerald. I am called Gerald.
Next, we asked Gerald where he is living. We used the question word wo, which means where. His answer was, I live in California. Ich wohne in Kalifornien.
And the last question that we asked him was, was hast du? Was means what. So in this case, what do you have? And Gerald had a Buch. Ich habe ein Buch.
Let's practice the question words now. We will give you an answer and you have to think about the question.
Ich heiße Dorian. Hey, Suprema, what was the correct question for that?
The correct question would have been, wie heißt du?
Did you get that right? Awesome!
Okay, my answer is, ich bin Lehrerin. What would be the correct question for that?
Suprema, I think I know the correct question for this. Was it wer bist du?
This is correct. Perfect, Dorian.
Okay, let's try another one. Ich wohne in Kalifornien.
Dorian, in that case, I would say, wo wohnst du? Is that correct?
That's totally correct. You're so smart. It's like you speak this language or something.
Last but not least, what would be your question to the answer? Ich habe 2 Katzen.
Oh, I know.
Yes, Dorian?
Was hast du?
Correct! Very good! In order to ask more questions, for example, about what work someone is doing, what profession they are, we're going to teach you 2 new verbs today.
Today, we're talking about the verbs machen and arbeiten. Remember our conjugations from last week? Well, we're going to do that again.
These 2 verbs are conjugated regularly. That means that you can use the pattern that you already learned for regular verbs to conjugate these verbs.
Oh, thank goodness. Makes it so much easier.
Okay, here we go. Let me start by conjugating the word arbeiten. Ich arbeite. Du arbeitest. Er arbeitet. Sie arbeitet. Es arbeitet. Wir arbeiten. Ihr arbeitet. Und Sie arbeiten, the plural form or formal form.
And now I will conjugate machen, which, because this is also a regular verb, is going to look very similar to what Suprema did for arbeiten. Ich mache, du machst, er macht, sie macht, es macht, wir machen, ihr macht, sie machen, and also the formal sie machen.
Let's practice now how we can use these words. Look at this picture here. We have a picture of a doctor. What are the things you can ask? First question you can ask is, was machen Sie? Which means, what do you do?
Ich bin Arzt.
Ich bin Arzt means I am a doctor. The second question you can ask is, was sind Sie von Beruf? Which means, what is your profession?
Ich bin Arzt.
We have here the same answer as before. I am doctor. And the last question you can ask is, wo arbeiten Sie? Which means, where do you work?
Ich arbeite im Krankenhaus.
This means I work in the hospital.
Okay, time for you to practice. We're gonna have you give this a whirl with a teacher. How would you ask this teacher the following things?
How do you ask where they work?
We would ask them, wo arbeiten Sie?
Please note that we use the formal you here as we don't know this person.
And how would we ask them what they do for work?
If you said, was machen Sie? Or, was sind Sie von Beruf? Then you are correct.
Huzzah! So, how are you all feeling about everything that you've learned in the last few episodes? Why don't you practice some of the things that we taught you today by writing them in the comments? We've really enjoyed learning all about our viewers in the last few weeks.
Oh, Dorian, you know what's going to happen next?
I don't know. What is it?
We're going to teach them the word of the week.
Oh my gosh, I love Word of the Week! Yay! What is the word of the week this week, Suprema?
The word is der Informatiker or die Informatikerin.
Is this that gender thing in play again?
Yes, it is. We have a noun here where that changes depending if it's masculine or feminine. But what is the translation? If you thought the software engineer, you were correct.
Such a relevant word these days.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week. Bis bald. Tschüss. And Gerald had a book. A book.
All right, last but not least, what would be your answer? Hallo, ich habe schönen Eyeshadow.
Im Krankenhaus. Ho, ho, ho. I feel so special.